Today we are going to do a review and solve some questions about the book Veronica Decides to Die. Enjoy it! Veronika is a young woman from Slovenia. She decided to commit suicide with sleeping pills. She wrote a letter at the beginning was for her parents, but then she wrote a letter for an article that said, "What is Slovenia?" while she was waiting to death. But her plan unfortunately or fortunately failed, and she woke up from the coma in village, which is a mental hospital, where the doctor told her she had only a few days to live due to her conditions caused by the overdoses. She met a girl who had panic attacks, and she met a boy called Edward who had schizophrenia and with whom Veronica falls in love. They met each other, even if the boy didn't talk to her because of the disease that he had. The boy really loved how Veronica played the piano. And one day, Veronica decides to ask the doctor to leave the hospital to enjoy the last day of her life. But unfortunately, he rejected her proposal. So that's why she escaped with Edward to the mountains. That is what said in the book, because in the movie said that they escaped from the city. In the next day, it's supposed that it was the last day. She didn't move. She was freeze. But some minutes later, she woke up. While the doctor Igor was writing his thesis about of the poisoning by vitriol, as he used to call vitriol. He was writing about an experiment that he made with a young woman who wanted to commit suicide. He had made her believe that she had bad problems in her heart, and with a drug called phenol simulate her attack. That's why she got scared and she had time to think about her life and managed to eliminate poisoning. So the doctors conclude that death consciousness encourages us to live longer, and that is why she saw the sunlight and took it as a miracle. Now that we know a little bit about the book, let's start with the questions. The first questions: are all the details arranged in order? Yes, from my point of view, because the writer organized all the details since the beginning to the end. Why? Because he wrote how was Veronica, what happened in the hospital, and how she felt there. So those descriptions makes the book understandable. The second question: is the conflict clear? Well, the conflict is clear. Yes, it's clear, and it is internal because the girl had bad thoughts about her life, and he talked different than others. And one thing that I want to mention here is that the writer has the exactly point to make you think about your life. Because when I was reading, I took the moment to think about my life and think about if I really appreciate all those things that are around me. So then another thing is, when I read the reasons why she wanted to die, the writer made me think that those reasons that she had to commit suicide were normal, and that was something strange about this book and also amazing. So let's continue with the other question. How does the writer create the pictures in the reader's mind? Colorful words, colorful adjectives, and that make understandable the book. And he used metaphors And there are one phrase that I really love that I want to share with you. Is suffering ends when we stop fearing things that we can avoid. Why the writer is so descriptive? The writer is so descriptive because I read a little bit about him, and he worked in a psychiatric hospital, and that's why he knew the behaviors of the people who were there. And I think that when you write about your life experience, it's easy to describe detail by detail and make the book understandable. Enjoy every second that you have in your life. The life is not boring. Probably you are bored or you don't know how valuable is the life. Imagine wake up and see the sun, your family. Be, as Paulo Coelho said, be crazy, but learn how to be crazy without being the center of attention. Be brave enough to live different. So, in brief, in one word, the book is awesome.